Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Happy New Year to you all, and it's the very first race of the new Championship Series for ACCSimSeries. My name is Dan Terry, and I'm joined by the sexiest man in esports, Paul Glover. How are you doing, Paul?
Hey, I'm doing very well, thank you, Dan. Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great festive period, and everybody's trying to enjoy the new start of the year. But so far, it's pretty much like how the last one finished.
There's not a lot to enjoy, is there? But we're back. We're back on your screens, on your monitors, on your TVs, on your phones, on your tablets, and we're here to bring you the spice, as it would be put today, with Mount Panorama for round one. So it's going to be fun either way. We've had a little jiggle around. We've changed the name of some of the splits, and hopefully now everyone should be more clear of where they're in. So bronze, which you're seeing this evening, is replacing AM, and silver is obviously still silver, and gold is replacing the pro split. So we're no longer having AMs, what was it, AM pro, all sorts. It's now a lot clearer for you guys to understand.
Yeah. So just I've gone from tier 2 to tier 1 now in the in the gold. I'm a big boy. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to not getting podiums, but hey ho, that's what I get for being half decent, I guess. But yeah, Bathurst. I avoided the SEC round. I struggle around here, Dan. I really do. I'm not looking forward to Sunday myself. It is a tough track. It's challenging, that mountain section. But not only that, as we were both in the driver briefing, Shane raised a really good point. One of the stewards this evening is that yellow flags are going to be important here. It's trying to obey them, because when you're in the mountain section, it doesn't take much for a car to block the route.
No, definitely not. And I think we just need to, talking through experience from the SEC last weekend, as we noticed that the first lap was incredibly clean because everyone had come together, a bit like what the world is asking their countries to do at the moment, just come together and support each other through the first lap of Bathurst. And that's essentially what happened at the SEC at the weekend. Everyone knew what boat we were in, everyone knew how the timing of the race, everyone knew it wasn't going to be won on the first lap, and it was just follow the leader up the mountain, deal with it as the grid starts to space out and the pace starts to fall away from the ones at the top and come into fruition from the guys in the middle, and just sort yourselves out as you go around. And like we said mentioning in the driver briefing itself, is we said to him is there's still 4 more rounds. You haven't got to go and win the championship today. Like you haven't got to win the championship today, and you can just crack it out and get it done.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to forget that when you're in the car. Sometimes, I mean, I've been guilty of that. You forget that the race isn't necessarily won at that particular moment, and I think I've touched on this before. I was here season 1. I'm now in season 4, this is the first ever kind of leagues that I've taken part in, and I've often just before that had taken part in club races at RD, and there's something different. You have to think differently and behave differently. You're not talking hot laps. You're not talking just a general drive up on a Saturday, and if you crash, you just quit. This has got points involved, and it's got relegation promotion to play its part as well. So you have to approach it with a different ethos. And I think that's something that I have learned. And I think now that as well, I think you've got other drivers that probably were in season 1, season 2, or even started out as a season 2, season 3, will also learn that and improve not just their pace, but for me, I've improved my racecraft. And I think we've seen that in the pro split predominantly, because generally those in the pro split have been around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Potentially. Not always the case, but I think, and we need that kind of, the pro split should be leading the way, and it was great to see that in season 3. So it'd be good to see some of the other splits kind of up their game in that respect. If you've been around a season or 2 now, you know what's expected of you.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we're gonna touch on some of the drivers as we move over into the qualifying in just a couple of minutes now, and you'll be able to see there are quite a few new faces. And as you go up the tiers, you'll start to fall back into a rhythm of drivers you may have raced with for one season, for 2 seasons, for 6 months in one-off series. You know how each other race, you know how each other drive, and you can start to build those relationships on the track. Essentially, have the healthiest way of racing, which is trusting each other to push to your maximum, and know that the other drivers also pushing to their maximum, but you're also being safe about it. And,
you're right. That's a really good point, because I've had other drivers say to me after a race, I knew that I could trust you behind me. And think that's the thing, that other drivers learn about the other guys you're racing with. And if you've got a guy that tends to miss his braking point, they're going to be wary of that. And they, in some cases, I've let drivers pass because I'm like, you're scaring the what's it out of me. just let them pass and just do your own race. And as we talked about before, where we've got the different colour badges, the whites and the reds. So, and that's important. Is, do you want to race a car that's not in the same tier as you? You're in tier 5, you're racing against a tier 6. If they're faster than you, why don't you just let them pass? Because I think I had that Paul Ricard, I think it was. I had a car catching me, and he was much faster than me. He was all over me, and I realised that he was slowing me down because I'm concentrating on him rather than my apexes and my braking points. So I let him by, and that comes with experience. Now, you don't have to do that. I know that during last season, Lars would comment, you shouldn't be racing him, but you know what? If you're faster, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's a problem with that. But if it's distracting you and it's ruining your race, then let them pass. It makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the end of the day, everyone's going to be pushing the barriers. I mean, we talk about it for experience, and everyone has the running jokes, and someone they like to drive alongside. Mine would be who's now managing the Gold Split next season with Chris Meadows. We had a sim grid 90-minute race last night. The last 2 laps, both of us all over each other, but both of us knew the limit we could go to, and essentially that's what's going to happen. The more these guys drive on track together, the more they get used to it. Obviously, we have the promotion system, and drivers move up, drivers move down, and we have all these new guys come in, especially with the introduction of the team events that we had over the new year. That brought in a big influx of drivers. We just have to see how those fall into place. Now, free practice is just finished. We're just waiting for the last few drivers to finish their laps, and then we'll pop over into the qualifying and see how we're going on. We're checking with the chat. How are you getting on this evening? Let us know who you're backing in the bronze split. Some drivers you might already know are there, some you might, and you never know, you might get yourself a new fan favourite this evening. So we're just swapping over now. Let's move ourselves over.
So start qualifying. The first 15 minutes are for the AM class, and they are the red badged cars. I think is Chardonnans is the first car to the white Porsche to be the first man of the track for the first race of the season 4.
Excellent. It's good to see how that Porsche will go. We're already talking about reputation. We've already started to establish where some of these drivers are. Some of the issues are being noticed in free practice already, and some of the ones that we're looking out for. We'll go through some of the names quickly actually as we go. We've got Chardonnan's a regular driver. Let me go through who we've got. Christian Smith, I don't think I recognise that name. He could be new. Obviously Roy Botany, been here before. Benson's obviously here as well. We've got Gray. Gray's taken part in a few community races. I think this might be his first full championship. Otley's taken part in the SEC, so we know him. Peter Ward and Alice McGuigan, they're both new for this season. And then we've got Oscar Isberg we're going to go for, I reckon. I think they're new. Big old.
Yeah, I don't recognise that name. Yeah. I would have thought it was the head honcho. You would know who's new and who's not. And,
there's so many of you. It's been great.
Would you know who's been relegated and who's been relegated?
No. So the best part is now I've got such trustworthy staff that want to do everything for me. I don't even deal with the splits anymore. That's literally my 3 split managers, Leonard, Nicholas, and Chris, deal with the splits themselves. I don't even have to touch them. But so I don't know who is where. And to be honest, I didn't know who was in stage race. I meant not to look, if that makes sense. I wanted to see who was here when we got here. Someone that is self-confessed always going to be in here. Lewis Webb, he's driving a new car this season in the V12 Aston. Richard McCloskey, he's new for this season, I believe. Eckhart von Glan's been around for probably longer than I have, to be honest. Vito Fernandez.
Yeah, our very own Gareth Ronda as well, isn't he? He's back racing. Back. So he's been hiding away, so he's back for season 4.
Yeah, so we've got Fernandez, who's here last season. Sorensen, I believe Sorensen was the one that, if I remember correctly, came into pit on a Brands Hatch evaluation race. He went into pit on the last lap. Yes, he did cross the line because he went through the pit lane. So, yeah, and then we've got David Wirch. He's been around for a little while. Craig Gibson, who's new, and Bedetto is also new. That's your driver. So some times coming in, not quite yet. Chardonnay's is the first one around. He's on his way up the mountain at the moment.
Yeah, good evening, chat. I'd just like to point out to White Mamba that I haven't done my usual facts thing because Muggins here thought that the season's starting next weekend.
That's Pavel. That's Pavel, by the way. You haven't got to give any.
Okay.
To him.
Right. Yeah, but I think Julian's stolen that idea for his split. So.
He's on it this season. Tomorrow's stream, with those that don't know, it's been taken over from Lars and Paul to become Lars and Julian. Julian back with us for season 4, and he's been all over finding the stats as Chardonnay's puts his car in the wall.
He's done that. He's done that a little bit earlier on as well. So, but he's carrying on round. So, trying to set a time, but no time on the board yet for anybody.
Yeah, this is the first flying lap.
4 minutes gone.
Long track. I think Chardonnay's is the first one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess so.
I think he's invalidated though for the collision, but Otley's just behind him. Otley now being able to potentially have a crack at this track. He had a bit of a mare in the SEC and the GT4s. We'll now see what he's like in the GT3s.
Yeah, I can imagine the GT4s quite a little bit of a different breed.
Oh, he didn't invalidate in that wall. That's surprising. Who are we going to have a little look at? Webb's dead at the end of the straight.
Nothing changes.
No, who else we got? McGuigan now coming past. Webb's actually backwards at the end of the straight now, trying to right himself. McGuigan coming in nice and smooth into that last corner. We've got some 207 so far from Iberg and Bottomley. McGuigan there letting Fernandez go. It's a bit of kind gesture. Then invalidates anyway, so that's probably a return to pit job. G Gray coming in to finish there.
Von Glan has car 107s off the track. He's caused the yellow flag. He's now making his way back onto the circuit and carries on, trying to get the dirt off the tyres as he comes around to start a flying lap. There's been a warning for car 56 on track during the wrong time.
Excellent start. That's why you turn up to the driver briefing, people. I'm going to have that. Who's 56? They're probably a new person as well, I reckon. Who's 56? Oh, Alex Cappy. Not new, but didn't tell that wasn't in the driver briefing.
So yeah, love it.
Should we get a prediction on the go? Let's have a...
Oh, blimey. What, without you understanding who the drivers are?
Right, what's the time set at the moment?
2:07.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will and Am go hit the two... let's get below 2:06.5.
Boy was slightly up, but lost. I think he lost the time. He's going to gain it, maybe gain a little bit as he. No, he's just started his new lap, so he's up 0.2. But Fernandez car 2:06.20. He's currently half a second up on his lap at the moment. David Wirtz just slotted into first with a 2:07.3. So Fernandez still up. Oh no, he got a little bit of a wobble on the final corner, hit the inside curb. Has he thrown it all away? I think he has. Yeah, unfortunately he has. But Craig Gibson, car 108, currently in 11th. He's 1.2 seconds up on his best. His best being a 2:11. So if he can gain a bit more time, and there we go. He's just hit a just disappeared. So 2:10.6. He's just got a little bit faster. But the top three are currently setting faster laps at the moment. But as we know, around the mountain, you could lose that at any second. Don't forget, guys, we all do have live timing on pitwall.live this evening. You can also watch the stream there as well. There's a track map and there's some live timing. The live timing does break from time to time. It goes weird. It goes into hours.
It's better during the race than it is during qualifying. It doesn't count your invalid laps.
Car 56 has just been disqualified.
What for? Being out
on track. Yeah.
Oh, I've not even seen him out on track, to be honest.
Yeah. So I can just see in the chat race control, and I saw a little server message pop up. So that's a great start.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't have that open on the.
Lukowski's bumped up into second with a 2:07.5. He's currently half a second up. Isberg, Bottomley, Sorensen. I mean, you could choose any of those guys, all up, but Sorensen's up nearly a second. Oh, and Bottomley's just gone up a second as well. So, it is. Yeah, we could look at any of these blooming cars. Really, it's.
I was looking at the map where Sorensen is. He's 1.3 seconds up going into the mountain. Like, that is a monster lap. Oh, Wirtz has I've already lost all my wife coins for the year.
Isberg, as he goes to cross the line, sets a 2:06.8. So 400 seconds behind the fastest, which is now 2:06.4 for Mr. David Wirtz. But Sorensen is still at 1.2, isn't he, at the moment? So as he's coming down the mountain, he's now nearly 1.5 seconds up. So looks like he gets a good exit there. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I know the corners of this track because I blooming don't. So I'm not even going to bother to pretend.
Oh, I've actually lost all my wife coins. Pay that out already.
Well,
bloody David Wirtz.
Nearly up 2 seconds now, but on his best. But to be fair, his best is a 2:08.
Could still put in pole.
Could do. He's lost a little bit there. Let's see how he does the final corner. Yeah, that's it. Use all the track. There we go. Jacob Sorensen sets a 2:06.4. So 3:2. The next fastest is a 2:06.441. That's how close it is. As we look at your best mate, Lewis.
The sound of that car coming down the straight, by the way, was unreal. It literally sounded like a jet engine, like coming down. Yeah, he's not set a lap so far. He's attempted. This is his third attempt. The third attempt at lap goes in with a 2:12 at the back.
It does sound like a jet engine, doesn't it?
When it gets going down the straight, let me put the TV cameras back on. Sounds better from TV camera than it does from on board.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, he's up. Von Glan currently in 6th. He's half a second up. The only man to be setting a fast lap in the top 3 at the moment is Roy Bottomley. So Von Glan now coming down the mountain. He's got a car ahead of him. Is that a Honda? Yeah, it might be a Honda NSX up ahead. Hopefully they won't get in the way too much. They're weaving a bit, whoever they are, but he's still just over half a second up. Keep an eye on Webb because he's 1.8 up on his best, so he might hit a 2:10. It might go up into 14th perhaps.
I will have a browse after this. He's currently going across the top of the mountain at the moment.
2 seconds up now. So Von Glan is nearly a second up. Does he gain some title? Probably could have taken that a little bit better, but he's up into 6 with a 2:07.3.
Oh,
so,
Webb's up 3.5 seconds at the moment. So he's found all the time on the top of the mountain.
Sounds nuts, that Aston. That can't be the right sound, surely. So I drove the Aston in season 1, but not this Aston.
No, that's the V12 Aston he's driving.
He's driving a different one.
Yeah, he's driving the V12. I don't know. I don't really know.
It's slower though. It's slower.
But it's Webb, so it's probably Webb's at a stage where whatever's comfortable you can drive.
Right. Okay. He is getting better. Slowly, but he is getting better. As 2.3, maybe 3 seconds up.
Look at that. There we go.
13.97.
Well, Isberg's up 7/10 at the moment.
Isberg is up. Isberg, sorry.
I've been telling myself not to do that since the start.
Well, it's alright. I never called anybody golden tit, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's still on Steve.
That was brilliant. So Isberg currently in 4th is a second up, so he's looking at a 2:05 potentially if he does this. So he could become the fastest man out on track. So looks to me like the track is rubbering in quite nicely.
It's just flicked over to optimum. So these last couple of laps here.
2:057. 2:057. So yeah. So Andreas, yeah. Also, he's going to hit probably a 2:064 by the look of it. So he'll probably, I reckon, he'll slip in 3rd or 4th with this one.
Everyone that's out on track now essentially will get one stab at an optimum lap. I think Webb might find himself a little bit short. He's not going to get round. He's not going to get round in the next 50 seconds, and that'll be when the cut-off for the. Isberg's up already again, like even more now. Lost a little bit of time into. Is that the cutting, or is the cutting on the way down?
I'm not sure, if I'm being honest with you, mate.
If you want track names, you need to tune in for tomorrow night stream. Where, donks the wall. Absolutely throttles it into a wall. I think all these cars, 42, who's 42? G Gray, he's going to come round. Car 20, Fito Fernandez, he's going to be the last car on the lap. As it looks like the GT3s are about, the GT3s are still in sec brain. The pros, even the tier 5 drivers, are about to head out of the pit lane. They're now allowed to.
Yeah, so out they go. Here come the pros.
Let's have a little look at...
Who are you going with?
Who's the first one out? Car 30.
1-3, no, that's Sorensen still out there. 30, Durrett. The best a man could get.
Probably in the wrong split, if you ask me. I think could be out in the. I think Direct might be one of those that's placed in the wrong split. He's got a very similar pace that I have, especially in that Lamborghini of his. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about Gareth's car.
Why is it a bit of a?
No, it's bright pink, isn't it? It's a Jaguar. All right.
Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what what I always find quite interesting with these the pros and the AMs is which AMs end up mixing it with the with the pro.
There's normally one or two, and to be fair though, looking at the AM times, they're definitely in there with sort of.
I mean, what is quite interesting is currently the top is half a second difference. There's quite a gap. And generally, like you say, you only get one or two that kind of compete out of there. And also, like we said, I think we said this the other day in a group chat, that it's track dependent. Certain cars go better at certain tracks, but not only that, certain drivers go better at certain tracks. I mean, I will do Dreadful tomorrow, Sunday even.
I will do awful tomorrow. So I reckon the pole time will be a 2:05. I'll tell you what. Let's use and abuse the prediction tool. Start prediction. Will the pole time be in the 2:04s? Yes, no. 2 minutes on that.
The track temp's what, 33 degrees at the moment? What's the track temp going to be for the race? Do we know?
Very similar. I think it might be. What time is it now? It's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock. The race is. So
yeah. So maybe about 30 degrees for the first race, and maybe about 25 for the second, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit cooler. Yeah. Hope the drivers are prepared for that. Do a little bit of testing. You can kind of get an idea where the what the temps will be doing as we're looking at the best.
I think he's got stuck at the top of the mountain. He has because he was like
he has indeed.
So 3, 2, 1 is the next car. Ray Birch. The camera swaps back to him. That's a nice looking car, to be honest. I've lost all my life coins on the first bet of the year.
Well, let it go. Let it go.
You wouldn't be saying that if it was your bitcoins.
No, I wouldn't. I literally don't even own one. Like the value of Bitcoin has just gone through the roof. I mean, you're looking at about 28,000 pounds.
Oh.
It's nearing 40,000 US dollars at the moment, one Bitcoin. So, and if you're talking Ethereum, that's doubled its price in the last 6 months. So, anyway, Birch coming to complete his first fly-in lap. Is I think he will struggle to do a 2:05. We're looking maybe at 2:10.
He was held up by he's invalid.
2:06.9 is what he did, but
right, okay. Well, we've got some fan favouritism in the chat. I've seen it. You've not been ignored. Lots of Ed Terrell fans in the chat this evening. So we'll have a little look at him. He is behind Daniel Durrett, who obviously has had a bit of an issue at the top of the mountain on his first out lap.
Let it go, let it go.
I did let it go. I let my wife coins go in the toilet, supporting something that I thought would come true. I let all my wife coins go.
I can't. I need another. I've decided I need one more. Actually, no, I don't need another monitor. I can just switch this one over now. I've set that up. So, oh.
No,
I want to be able to see the chat, and I can't. I need to move the chat into this. I've got 3 monitors, as if that would not be enough. But
even I've got 3 monitors, and I'm running the stream, and I can see everything. Let's go onto Twitch and do a pop-out chat and stick it on top of the.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't think about that. Anyway, I've done it now. I've sorted it now. Right.
Ed Terrell came in at 17th.
I'm going to keep an eye on the stewards' spreadsheet this evening, so I'll be keeping you up to date with any instances and their reviews and any penalties that are applied.
I'll tell you what, David Long already done it, hasn't he? Pay that one out.
Madam Minsmams is saying like he's not here for the seeing. Well, you come to the wrong stream, my friend, because I can't promise that I won't do it again. No. And Happy New Year to you, Madam Minsman. Hope you're well.
Where's the camera going?
How are we looking on? It does some weird things, doesn't it? Who is the fastest man in the class? That would be Mr. Long with a 2:04.8. Yeah. Isberg is up there, and then Olivier Hamu with 1.3 seconds off that.
Ed Terrell getting a banker lap in early. He was 2 seconds up coming down the mountain. He's dropped down to 1.6 up now. Direct hitting the wall on the exit of. That is the elbow, isn't it? Yeah, that is Forest elbow, I think.
No idea. Right. See Neves, who's currently down in 31st, is also 2 seconds up on his fastest. That would put him in a 2:12, but he's now 3 seconds up He's 4 seconds up.
What's
5
he
seconds
done?
up.
He's just flown down the mountain.
I don't know. Well, he set a flow lap with a 2:12.8, so I'll keep an eye on him. He's coming
6
to
seconds on
complete his lap, so he's not far behind Mr. Turrell. So you want to switch. He's literally just in shot there. So
Ed Terrell's 4 seconds up here, by the way. Goes into
this guy's
P2.
8 seconds up. So
I've lost him. I can't get to him.
Evers has got up to second. So nah. Right. Mine was more fun. He did a 2:05.019. So he's still a good, nearly 200s a second behind the fastest lap. So, or 2/10. I always get confused which is which. Right. Okay. Sing again. I only sing when I want to. I don't get told when to sing.
I'm not a show pony.
I ain't no pocket. Yeah. You don't pull the strings. Right. Durette, the best man you can get.
Yeah,
is,
go on, put your teeth in, old man. Go on.
He's 1.4 up at the moment. He's currently in 4th. So that will put him in pole if he can keep this together. It's a nice. I like that Lambo look. I think it looks nice.
Oh, who's part there?
Oh, who's done that? Stewards.
Oh, it's Baldwin Louis as well. He's just returned to pits. He's parked on top of the mountain on the blindest bit of the track.
You can't.
Oh, you
can't.
Can't park there, sir. Oh, not a lot of green on the old Deltas at the moment. Further down the list, Paddy Redmond. He is green at the moment. 2 seconds up nearly.
Watching it back to see what.
I think he hit the wall on the inside and just left it there though. Like why he tried to.
I'm gonna, yeah. Just watching it back on the replay. Just. Oh, so he lost it way before. Oh my god. Yeah, then he just parks it.
Here we go, by the way. Some green on the Delta. Gareth Jagman Ronda is a second up, going into the mountain.
Gary Allen's also second up as well, by looks of it. So is David Long, currently the man in second. Yeah.
They're all one behind the other here. We've got, Gary Allen. Long's in there as well. They're all on the straight. Gary's leading it, and then Long's third car in line. Gets a little bit wobbly coming out of down the straight. .8 seconds. That was a good time here from Gary. It's going to jump him up quite a lot of positions, puts him up to P13. Our leader, David Long even goes in at a 2:04.1.
Yeah, and I can see that Haller is now in second with a 2:04.1 as well. So that's really tight. That's really tight.
I think Gareth died in the mountain, lads.
It doesn't surprise me. His driving's terrible. He's expecting me to put him down, and that's exactly what I've just done.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he's not even getting airtime with that team name, to be honest. So
yeah, he's an embarrassment to himself.
He's embarrassing to the media team of ACCSimSeries, to be honest.
Well, that is true. Ray Birch currently in 16th. He's up half a second, but also Nick Van Gastel, who's currently in 8th. He's up nearly a second, so he's finding some time at the moment. And that'll hopefully put him with a 2:05.3, so that could slot him into 6th, I reckon, at the moment. he finds a bit more, he can push up into 5th or 4th. Olivia Hamu is a man I'm not used to seeing that high up. Currently in 5th, but he has dropped down. He was in, I think he has dropped down. Has he dropped down, or was he here last season? I don't know. I've got no idea. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
And Paul, the Snitch Glover, is already at it. 30 minutes into season 4. I've seen it.
Yeah. Too right.
I love it. You're not wrong, but I love it. It's lasted 30 minutes and he's in the steward document telling people to look at a replay. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 71 of you in here this evening. It's stacked. Will we finally hit 100 come the race? That is the question. That is the target. Snitches get stitches. Everyone's gone a bit quiet. Gareth Ronda, 1.6 up. He's got an awful team name, so we're not even going to look at it.
Nah, not with that awful livery. Kyle Beveridge, don't even know who you are, my friend, but you're half a second up.
Oh, that car looks lovely as well, by the way. I love that.
Yeah, better than that pink thing.
Yeah.
From the Welshman.
It's a bit slow over the top, a bit cautious. Tickling it down, trying to bag as much of this extra time as he possibly can. Coming down the straight, 1.5 seconds up now as he gets to one that's probably the fastest part of the track. Unless you're in Adam Rayner's Ginetta at the weekend. I know, technically it is still the fastest part of the track for him, so you can't go any faster.
Yeah, Beveridge is 1.4 up now. He's currently in 24th, so that'll put him into the 206s perhaps. So we are looking at maybe a top 10 here from this driver. I think he's new.
Yeah, I don't recognise him. I think he is new. I think he was in the team event at the weekend. Not the weekend. Yeah, it was the weekend just gone, wasn't it? The Zolder event. Leave me, Gianetto. Ray Birch on his way down the map. I think Ray's going to be the last one to get. This is the last flying lap essentially for everyone except Ray Birch. If he's quick, got 10 seconds to get across. Sorry, it's not the last corner. He'll definitely get in there. Sneaking a little extra second there, puts him up into P10. Haller's given up. He's put it in the box. 8/100ths ahead of David Long. Well, David Long's half a second up here.
There we go. The stewards are now, they're like, what's the issue? And I was like, I was chatting to them in the spreadsheet. Oh, I saw it now. Right, brilliant. Thank you. Right, there we go. Right, so the snitch gets his snitching on. So yeah, listen, it's to help educate, because like we've seen it, but the stewards need to turn around and say, look, you can't do that. You've had an accident. You had an opportunity to get out of the way, and he didn't. He just parked it right in the middle of the track, and you can't be doing that.
I think David Long's about to secure pole here on the last lap he can do. Ooh. Oh, he doesn't! Oh, he doesn't! He's 4/100ths.
Kyle Beveridge is nearly a second up. He's currently, don't know where he is.
Coming down the mountain, I think. Yeah, he's coming down the mountain.
Coming down the mountain.
That's what I was thinking. Said that. Daniel Durrett.
Coming down the mountain when she comes. Yeah, there we go. I can see Ray Birch is also half a second up as well at the moment. So some guys still about to mix things up a little bit. Durrett, the best a man can get. He's only 0.1 up. I think he might have thrown it away as well. So Beveridge is coming down into the final corner. He's still nearly a second up. So maybe a 2:05.9.
He's eating the curb on the way into the last corner.
Oh, I think he's only half a second in the end, so 2:06.3. Ray Birch is currently up as well. I don't think this
improvement's actually going to gain him a position. There's quite a big gap in between 10th and
yeah, you're right, but he's now a second up. He's now a second, so he could be doing a 2:05.
Well, that's going to be a big jump. That could put him at P5, P6.
Yeah. Come on, Ray, what you got? Come on, don't screw the last corner up. Come on, my friend.
Yeah, P7.
7.
Nicely
Look at
done.
that. Nice. 205.5.
Right, we're going to head to a short ad break now as we switch over onto the race session.
That's BS, Paul, someone says in the chat. I'm guessing they're talking about the snitching. You know what? I don't give two flying monkeys.
Anyway, we're going to head over to a short ad break as we swap over to the race session, and we'll be back with the bronze split first race in a couple of minutes. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still waiting for it just to transfer himself over to the race session. So let us know in the chat let us know in the chat what your highlight was from qualifying. Let's have a little look at the timetable while we've got a sec. So Hannah has the fastest first sector, and then followed by David Long, who picks the rest of them up. So we've swapped over then onto the grid.
Someone's reporting your mic. I don't know. You do sound a little bit distant.
Oh, it's alright. It's over the other side. Not over the other side of the room. It's plugged in somewhere where I can't move it. Let me try moving it. Hang on. We're moving it, chat. We're moving it.
Okie dokie. We can hear you moving it, so it's beautiful. Right. Okie dokie. There's a penalty being applied for car 102.
I unplugged it whilst moving it.
Listen, I'm not going to get into a debate with Mr. Aero Espionage, but if a commentator or whoever spots anything, we are happy to report it. So, listen, drivers have got to learn what is accepted and what isn't, and just because it wasn't spotted by Stuart doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be reported, because that driver needs to learn that what he did was something that is avoidable. So, and we're not going to continue to debate it in chat, so let it drop.
Rightio, let's get on with the first grid walk of the season. Why have I to press that? How do I get rid of that?
It's time for the grid walk.
It's not Lars's one to watch. How do I turn that off? Oh, going all sorts of places. There you go. I fat fingered on. I fat fingered it on my tablet.
There was me thinking, finally, I'm with a professional.
I touched the tablet with my little finger as I went to my keyboard, and everything went a little bit wrong for a second. Right, so let's have a little look through the grid then for the first race. Haller then takes. Oh, okay, a little bit lower. What's going on?
In an Audi as well. Pole in Audi.
Yeah, so Haller in the Audi takes pole. We've got Long in P2, Terrell in P3, Neves P4, Hamal P5, Van Gastel P6, Birch 7, Durrett 8, Behan 9th, Isberg 10th, Beveridge Baldetto, Sorensen Wirch, Redmond Bottomley, Allen and Louis, who sort of got himself a 15-second penalty for that incident at the top of the mountain. McCloskey, Von Glan, Ronda, Gibson, Hopkins, Fernandez, Chardonnans, Otley, Whaley, Nemeth, Wilden, Smith, Webb, Benson, Cappy, Gray, McGuigan and Ward then leads out your grid. Engine starting.
I'll be honest, I was going to say Wally rather than Wally, so I don't know how you pronounce that, Wally?
Sure.
Wally? I don't know, yeah, it'd be nice. We should really do better and say, hey guys, how do we pronounce your names? And I do try, and then I forget.
I did do that for a couple of drivers that I don't know, but
yeah,
before. The chaps tomorrow have got a great job, by the way. There is one that even I cannot tackle.
So, start of the warm-up lap. We are nearly go for season 4, round 1, up the mountain. Your friend is in chat.
I don't have any friends.
Well, I don't know. The Broomfield.
He's not allowed an opinion anymore. He doesn't play these games anymore.
Does he not?
No. He got rear-ended round Zolder, and since then he quit playing ACC.
Oh no, he's throwing his toys out of the pram.
Throwing his toys out of the pram.
Oh, that's not what you want to see, is it? Right, so will it be clean lap 1, Dan?
Prediction time! Well, how many is acceptable for clean? 3 yellow flags in bronze?
Listen, I mean, contact's allowed. I mean, you're going to get, like, rubbing is racing to some degree, but what I mean is, is there going to be a car turned round and then 30 other cars are going to pile into that one car? Because it is, like I said, before qualifying, it's tight round here, and it just takes one car to be sideways to cause a collision, and that's where drivers should be lifting when they see there's a yellow flag. Now, a bit of advice that our friend, as I like to call him, Sean, from the stewards, was saying in the driver briefing, have the track map up. It will indicate where the yellow flags are. I actually use a live timing app that shows me how far ahead the yellow flag is to my position. Yeah, it's the same one I recommended to you. It gives you in feet. So it's really, really handy, and it's something you need to pay attention to, especially around here.
By the way, we are incredibly close to hitting 100 viewers. Right? It's been like
because we're the best.
It's been like one of those really small goals of mine since we started. It's just I know it's very minuscule and
it's so rough.
Yeah, you've got to have targets, mate. You've got to have targets. But you don't set those high targets, you'll never reach them.
We're at 81. So go and if you've got your Facebook, your Twitter links to the Twitch, share it to your mums, your dads, your nans, your grannies, your aunties, your uncles.
I mean, what else are they going to be doing? They're in lockdown.
Exactly.
Especially
there's nothing else for them to do on a Friday night. It's not like they can be out raving.
Exactly. Why not come here and listen to me sing? Anyway.
We're coming up. We're coming to down the back straight. And if anyone wants to be Moobot's daddy, by the way, he needs his emotes back. And if anyone wants to gift a sub to him to be his daddy for the next month, then feel free. You get your own little role on Discord as well. And you get to tell it what to do for the next month. But it should be about to hit the 2
It would appear to me the Astons and the Porsches look to go well around here because they're like filling up kind of the first sort of few rows. I mean, the odd one out is the Audi of Hella. So
we've had the first car forget to press drive of 2021.
Oh
Roy
no.
Bottomley. I mean, forget to press drive or tactical iRacing parking. Starting from the pit lane. We have got a Lexus. I've seen him. He's P13 Sorensen.
We have indeed.
Here we go then. We're too wide.
Trying to get the heat and the heat into the tyres, into the brakes. As I found out, spinning on a formation lap is a good way of getting heat into those tyres. So you will have to drive around with a bit of a flat spot.
So we've just about hit the 70-mile-an-hour mark. So we're about to come up to the line to go green then for ACCSimSeries. It's round 1 of the bronze split, and we're off. We're into it. Great start from direct further down behind the Porsche. I believe that's Ray Birch's Ferrari looking on the inside of the 17 Porsche of Neves. Gets through.
Couple of little touches. I think Hopkins, or sorry, it wasn't Hopkins. Sorensen, I think, got a bit of a tap. Someone did, but relatively. Oh no, there's a spinner at the back. There's a Porsche. Shadonan's is off. And so is that Gareth? Yes, it is. It's Ronda. He's off as well. So he had a coming together with the Porsche at the back, and they're both now on track. They look like they both hit the wall as well. So potentially both a little bit of damage there. I don't know who was to blame. I'm gonna blame Gareth, just because it's Gareth. But yeah.
They've all sort of thinned themselves out through the mountain. We're going to stay on board. We're sort of in the middle of the pack, or towards the front of the pack as we go through the top of the mountain. There's Birch has just checked up on Direct, who's putting him in the grass. That's going to leave Hamal to be on over the back of the Ferrari of Birch. They're all concertinaing up, coming through Skyline. The Direct's into the wall. I think that was more self. That's going to be a problem here. He's got himself going again before a big crowd of cars has come in.
Ronda's, I think, has got... I don't know if he's got damage or if he's just bad. But he cut, you know the bit, the heavy braking bit into the chicane. He just cut all of that. When I was looking at him, I think he might have serious damage. Yeah, he has. I think he's got serious damage on that car. Yeah, he has on the front. So Ronda is driving a very, very... as Chardonnans decides to try and go on the grass to get past him. I don't know what he's thinking there, but these are the two that obviously had the coming together. So what does... does he just keep going and just wait for the pit window?
I think the pit window opens 5 minutes earlier this season than it did last season. I can't quite remember.
So round he goes again. So I'm gonna, while you look at that, I'm just gonna have a look at the steward sheet. Just keep everybody up to date. Looks like there's a penalty incoming for car 951, which is P Ward.
There's a big spin towards the back. We've had our first park it scenario. There's another collision.
This is cars not paying attention to yellow flags. This is what I mean. Like,
the tree's in the way.
Why aren't you slowing? Why aren't you slow down, guys? Look at this. Come back and look at this.
I'm trying to find the car that's in it.
Oh my God! You have to go onto a different camera. Hit F3. It's ridiculous.
Well, he's through.
I mean, Wally was up in the air. I mean, it's because they're not paying attention to yellow flags. I mean,
there's another.
I kind of predicted that. I predicted this would happen, right?
Gareth's glass is broken.
I predicted this would happen. You've got to slow down for yellow flags, especially around here.
There's a lot of return to pits. I think 6 or 7 of them have returned to pits. I mean, that's just straight up ignored. I mean, it took 2 laps. Just further than a lot of us thought it would.
I mean, Hopkins is bounced all over the place.
I think
the car's in a bad way.
I don't want to take the camera off the action, but I want to go back. We're gonna go and have a look at the replay to see what happens. Yes,
was.
Terrell. I'm not saying Terrell started it.
If you watch Wally, I mean, I think he just goes piling into it.
I'm not going to say Terrell started it, but he was definitely the first car to be around. Oh, so yeah.
You want to choose a better camera than the helicopter. You want to go a broadcast camera. There we go.
Yeah, so he makes contact with 977. That puts him around with snap oversteer, and then in comes the McLaren, in comes a Porsche. Then Isberg tries to get through.
Yeah, just stick with it. You'll see Wally come up in the air at one point. I mean, look. I mean, these are not cars that are slowing down.
The next one, this is the big one. Here we go. This is the big absolute crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the 492 of Wally, I think, upside down.
Who's slow? I mean, who's slowing down there?
None of them, essentially. But
well, basically, yeah.
But anyway, back into the action. It looks like Isberg's still got a little bit of damage.
Well, we know he's got the pace, don't we? So
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so penalties for car. 5-second penalty for 242, not paying enough attention to the car in front. Hits 15. There's a couple of race distance. Car 77 has got a 10-second penalty. There's now currently 30 instances to be reviewed. Some of them are blank, unfortunately. I think that's because of the mayhem. We've got 10-second penalty for car 77, unsafe rejoin, caused a collision. 10-second penalty for car 951 because they hit 15. So that's twice car 15's been hit and penalties have been given out. I think the stewards are going to need a bit of time to work the mess that we've just seen happen, whatever words I'm looking for. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I mean, I get that it's a rookie series, and I would imagine there are a few guys here that are new, but you can't be doing that.
No, definitely
Simple
not. But we knew it was going to happen eventually, and it happened. We can move on and pass now. So Haller is through. He's broken himself free. He's got about a 4 or 5 second gap to Neves in P2, with Long chasing on to the back of that Porsche. The Porsche seems to have a lot more damage than it's looking like from the rest of the. Like it sounded, it's not definitely not a clean race. Sorry,
quite scratched up at the front, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's scratched up all over the place, that Porsche. So he has got a bit of damage, and he's.
Yeah, so there's that pack then. Then 21 here, no, 3-2-1, sorry. So Ray Birch then leads the next pack of cars, which involves Nick Van Gastel in the Porsche, chasing down the McLaren of Andy Bahan.
Pit window is opening.
Pit window's open now, so we're going to see how many cars dive in to clear their amounts of damage that they've picked up for the rest of the race. Those cars that return to pits in the way that ACC works. If you tow, so if you essentially press the return to garage while you're on track, it does not clear your mandatory pit stop. It just repairs your car and gives you quite a long controller locked period. But that's what we've recommended everyone do today, especially if an incident occurs in the mountain. It's as quick as you can, you return to garage, not to cause the large sustainable pile-up that we saw at the second corner. And unfortunately, the big loser there is going to be Ed Terrell. Unfortunately, he's had a coming together with the 977 of David Long, and that's just snapped him into the wall. And then essentially, you're on a breaking point of a blind corner. Yes, there's yellow flags. I get there's yellow flags, but if you're so far in the zone, and like we talked about, we're a rookie league anyway, so it's going to happen that these guys are so concentrating on the track itself, or on the drive itself, and trying to stay clean that they just ignore that message or that yellow pop-up in the top left or in the top middle and top left of their screen. But yeah, it's happened.
I get what you're saying, but I again, there are enough. I mean, I'm lucky. I mean, I'm able to afford a wheel that's got yellow LEDs on it, so yeah. You know, and also I can glance up and see the live timing that's up. So if I could do it, other people could do it. And it like, you know, maybe I'm being a bit unfair, but and it's possible. I can be quite harsh at times in my criticism, but you know, it's round one. Let's give them a bit of leeway, and hopefully they'll improve for the rounds after, and hopefully improve for race 2. I mean, someone's put in the I put it. Someone's put in the chat, you know, that my biggest nightmare is when something's happening there, you see yellows, you know what that means, but somebody doesn't immediately slow down behind you, and it's right. But everybody needs to play by the rules for it to work. And if you slow down and you get hit, you won't. Whilst it's frustrating, you won't be the one that gets penalised because you obeyed the other flags. But maybe I misunderstood that message in chat. I thought he was saying that I don't slow down because no one else slows down. But it takes everybody to tango, doesn't it?
Yeah, so a few of these penalties are now trickling in.
There are a lot of penalties incoming.
Did someone get a stop and go from the incident, or did they just pick up a stop and go in general?
They just picked up a stop and go. There's no stop and goes being given out, but car 492's just been given a 10-second penalty for hitting car 42. 977's getting a 10-second penalty for an unsafe overtake. And car 242 is getting a 10-second penalty for disregarding yellow flags.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of that. I think there's a lot of drivers involved in that race. This is Haller from Long. He's now picked himself up a 6-second gap.
Neves is clearly, his wheel's not straight. It's slightly off straight. I'm riding on board with him on my screen here, and it's slightly off. So he's doing well considering the damage. I think he's carrying, but I think Olivier Hamu is gonna catch him up. It's only ever slightly off centre, so but you can tell how scratched up that car is. Yeah, he hasn't got any bits wobbling yet, but you know, like, if you're him, I mean, he's still in the top 3. I don't know if Olivier is going to catch him up. I haven't looked at the lap times to really compare. Let me have a look. Yeah, potentially Olivier's a second quicker than him nearly. So, in the next car's a bit of a gap. So, it's weighing up the decision. What do you do? Do you take on repairs in the pit stop, or do you put up with it? I mean, it's a 30-minute race. I'd potentially put up with it for the rest of the race.
Yeah, essentially. I know we've got to kind of look to track who is where. I mean, the best place to do that would be with our live timing app, pitwall.live. Head over there. You can watch the stream in the middle of that. Also track who is where in terms of how many laps they've been out on track. Better than we'll be able to do for you over VoiceCom. So feel free to head over and look at that. But essentially, Haller, Long, Neves, Hamal, Birch, they're all in rotation still. Direct Beveridge behind. Behind must have had an issue. He was higher up. He was up in the Hamal Birch group. In the Birch Direct group. He was near the top of that, and he's now fallen off of the pace there a little bit. And then we've got Van Gastel, Sorensen, Allen, Redmond all having pit.
So we've got 10-second penalty incoming for car 23 for ignoring yellow flags. We got 10-second penalty for car 12 for not taking care despite pile up ahead. 15-second penalty for car 77 for disregarding yellow flags as well. And penalty for car 44, 10 seconds for braking too late and hitting car 9. There's a few more to review still, but they're doing a good job, to be fair to the stewards. So nice one for turning those around.
Have a little look at some of the cars we've not looked at yet. So Mark Benson,
nearly 100 viewers, by the way.
I'm not looking. It's one of those. I'm not looking. We got to 96 earlier, and I
have you got an animation which celebrates 100?
No, I'm that unprepared for it, so I didn't expect it to happen. So
you do get Steve or someone to make fireworks to do 100. Anyway.
So Mark Benson started from the pits and finds himself in P15 so far. So just.
Is that because was he the driver that forgot to click drive, was he?
Yeah, he forgot. No, Bottomley was the one that forgot to press drive.
Right, okay.
Where is Bottomley actually? Is he out? Is he around? Let's have a little look.
Is he in? I don't know.
He's down in 32nd at the moment. He has pit though, by the looks of it. Am I losing connection? Oh, I'm back.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a jolt on your stream to me, so something happened there. Right, there's a 5-second penalty coming for car number 3. I don't know why. And uh-oh. There's another 10-second penalty coming in for Webb. 242. And it looks like cars 102, 12 and 20 are about to get penalties for something to do with yellow flags. So I'll keep you guys in the loop when I know more.
Yeah, so everything's thinned out a little bit. We've got Sorensen and Van Gastel battling out further down the pack, I think. Yeah,
it really has spread out, hasn't it? Ronda, and you got Wally overtaking.
Oh, this is the leader behind them as well. So this is the leader behind a pack of 4 cars that are all on different laps. I think Van Gastel in the Porsche and Sorensen in the Lexus are lapping. I believe that's Ed Terrell and Webb, and then that's to put 1 lap on. And then Haller's obviously in the lead of the race. That's the Audi that we're looking at now, or that's at the back of this pack, and he's effectively going to put 2 laps on some of these cars and 1 lap on a few of the others. So we just need to see how Ors puts it in the wall.
Sorensen hit the wall there, trying to get out of the way for Haller. So,
like I said, best place to keep on track of all of this, guys, if you're trying to work out where cars are on track, is the live timing at pitwall.live. You'll be able to get yourself an idea of who is where and who is in what sort of rotation. I say strategy, but it isn't that sort of a strategy. It's more of a who's had less damage than the others.
So Long, who's coming in second, has a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, that was for spinning Terrell. That started the pile-up essentially. But it wasn't a massive collision that spun Terrell. It was.
Okay, so no further action for cars 1 and 2, 12, 20, 2, 4, 2 and 2. But like I say, an unsafe rejoin. Looks like for car 242 is going to get him a 10-second penalty, and that's Mr. Webb. A couple of warnings coming in, but yeah, they're all caught. The stewards are all caught up. Well done, them. Well done.
So this is for position. Then Redmond looking at the inside of Isberg. That's for position. That's for P14.
Come on, Paddy. I know Paddy. I went to Sim Racing Expo with him. Come on, Paddy.
He's just got the job done there. And the 102 P27, which is.
Oh, Paddy, that wasn't Paddy. No, he's on the inside. You can't do that.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Paddy.
I don't think. Oh, it's carnage behind. I don't think Paddy's at fault there. I wouldn't say that. That was
the angle that I saw. It looked like he turned in, but I could be wrong. You could be right.
But that car is also a lap down. That was P27 Baldwin Louis that was on the inside. So. Had no real place being there. There's a yellow flag coming up here. I believe it's through the cone. Car number 21. Use yellow flag. See how many of our drivers slowed down for that. I think that's that McLaren that's there in front of Bedetto. Having a bit of an issue through the... I'm going to say the Audi corner because I'm sure it's the cut-in, but it probably isn't. I don't need to sound any more like an idiot than I already do. Has Neves pit? He has pit. I was wondering why he's down in 7th from 2nd. All of our leaders actually come into the pit now.
You're right. Paddy wasn't to blame there. That was Louis kind of not braking and going into him. So, yeah, take that back.
So, Haller's in the pits, cleared his pit stop. Long's in the pits, Bahan, Birch, Bukowski. All of those from the front pack are in the pits. Obviously, Long, with that 10-second penalty to clear, might open the door. Let's see where Neves is. He was in 2nd. Long is moving from the pits now. So I think he's going to get out clearing header. Neves had damage, didn't he? Had quite a lot of damage. He finds himself behind Hamauser.
I think it looks like he's repaired that damage. Yeah, the car's looking a lot better now. He's coming into the down into the final corner.
Direct in P8. He's just spun it off the end of the long back straight. A little bit careful of this rejoin. Finds a little space.
Which is good to see, right? That's what we want to see. Rather than just driving straight back on, he's looking for a gap.
So Bahan here, so Hamal's made a big jump up to P2. Obviously, I don't think he had that much damage, so he didn't have damage. Long had the 10-second penalty for the collision with Terrell.
Terrell just lost another place because he ran wide into the final corner and the exit. So I don't really know what happened there, but Bordetto has got past him now. So, and that's now he's got Redmond behind. So, yeah, don't kind of only saw it in the corner of my eyes. Duret's looking to make the move back into the second corner. He's on the inside. He's late on the brakes. Oh, he's got a bit deep. But Bordetto, I think, was a bit smart there. He saw that was potentially going to go a little bit south, and he got himself out of the way. And Bordetto, though, is also in that McLaren. The rear end of it is a little bit scratched up. He's always been in the wars.
So I don't think Birch is going to retain the lead here with this late pit stop as Haller's coming down into the back track. Now 7-1-2, yellow flag at the top of the mountain. Number 2 is yellow flag.
2 is also off bottomly, yeah. He's on the grass, he's turning round.
These drivers are coming up onto 7-1-2
reversing. I don't know if he's given up or...
I think 7-1-2 return to pit at the top of the mountain. It's Nemeth.
Bottomly's just sitting there on the grass now. Maybe he's just... No, there is a gap there. He could have gone, so I don't really know what he's doing.
He's just chilling. Is he beached?
He's having a picnic.
It looked like the front wheels were off the ground. Like...
Oh, I don't know if he's having a technical issue, but he's just sitting there. Okay, 10-second penalty for car 102. Just come in there.
We're on board with that car. I assume that's for the contact with Paddy Redmonds into the first corner.
Oh no! Someone's got my number.
Who's that?
Beveridge 79. What's he doing?
It's not your split. It's not your problem. Oh, it looks
That's
like...
my number.
Get
your own number.
Bottomley's got himself moving again.
Beveridge using my number. Disgraceful.
I don't think...
Don't steal another man's woman here. Don't steal another man's number.
I'm going to have a few drivers not clear their mandatory pit stops somehow.
Well, Bordetto, he's in the pits now.
Yeah, but Bottomley, Chardon's, Wilden at the back of the pack. They're not...
And Webb. But
Webb's retired. I think Webb's retired.
He's sitting there.
Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look.
Von Glan is spun round. He's back on track, coming in 25th.
A little wiggle, just get the dirt off the tyres. Let's have a little look at how the order sits then. So Haller's got a 10-second lead over Hamal. Oh, there's a battle behind for... Is it for position? No, it's not. That was the Lexus that's a lap down.
But I think we've got not even got a battle for 4th. I'll try and... Duret is only 2.5 seconds behind Allen in 7th, so we'll keep an eye on that. Redmond, McCloskey a little bit close together. They're within 2 seconds of each other.
The pit window is closing.
Pit window is now closed. A couple of drivers are in the pits, Isberg and Nemeth. I think Isberg's been sat a little while though.
Yeah, I think Nemeth definitely is controller locked. He definitely returned to pits from having a collision at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, I've lost connection to the server.
Oh. I thought you might have done because the Twitch stream's just gone a little bit funny. I'm still on it, so it's you, not me.
Keep us in the loop, just in case everyone can still hear us.
Right, Nemeth and I can see the streams. Isberg is still in the pit, so let's have a look at the battle between. Oh, what's that battle? Okay, so Duret is all over the back of Allen as they go into the first corner. Duret is looking at him. He's currently in 8th positions. That's what battle you want to flick to. He's making the move on Allen by the looks of it, and I think he's going to make it stick. I think he's made it past before they reach the second corner. That was easy. That was easy. Couple more penalties. 10-second penalty for car 30 just been applied for contact with 21. 10-second penalty for car number 3, which caused a collision, which then resulted in a 3-car pile-up. So, Duret, at best a man can get. It's now 17 seconds behind 6th position. So, but he does have a 10-second penalty. So he's got to gap the cars behind him. Otherwise, he's going to fall probably to about 12th by the looks of it.
Right, I think we're back and the action's rolling again. So Wirch and Gray. This is the battle for the AM podium. Gray being on P3 at the moment in the AM split. Wirch is in P4, looking to get an edge as he go through the cut-in. Both Hondas here, so they're both equally matched on pace. It's more down to sort of, let's say, driver's skill, as it were. We'll see that Gray's got a little bit more control going across the top of the mountain than Wirch has.
So the man that's leading this split, he's currently in 9th, McCloskey.
He's just returned to pit as well, by the looks of it. He's got
yeah, he's in the pit, so I don't really know, and he hasn't cleared his mandatory pit stop, or has he? No, he has.
He has. This is his second pit stop.
Okay, well, I'll try and work out what has gone on there, so bear with me.
Oh, Wirch looking for around the outside as he goes through Forest Elbow. Down the straight now. Really needs to open the legs of these Hondas up. Grab as much of the slipstream as they can. Benedetto's closed the gap coming down the mountain. And Koski's fallen all the way down the pack. I assume he must have returned to pit because he's dropping like flies down the order now. This could even be... Oh.
Yeah, so, okay, so he had a moment before the downhill section. He runs a little bit wide in the fast corner. The rear end comes and says hello. He spins and then he gets hit by a white McLaren. Not sure who.
It's not Benedetto. It's not Baran. It's gonna be somewhere further down the order because Baran's yellow.
It's Nemeth.
Oh, it's
Nemeth. So Laszlo Nemeth gives him a big old whack, which then, fortunately, the other car's coming up.
Oh, it's great. Wirch side by side going in through turn 2. Wirch hung out to dry on the outside, gets the job done then. So Wirch puts himself up onto P2 on the podium.
Can he goes deep. Oh. Managed to keep it out of the barrier.
So now then we've got Sorensen in P1 in AM. Oh, something's happened to Haller as well, if you wouldn't mind having a look, because Hamel's now in the lead. And Hamel had 10 seconds to find on Haller at some point, so I'm not too sure what has happened to our Tier 5 leader. But Haller's lost about 15 seconds.
Don't worry, dear listeners, or watchers even, I will tell you shortly.
You get investigating, Sunshine.
All looking good here. Oh, it's a little bit...
Oh, he's a little bit fruity coming up the mountain as well. Haller, he's driving a little bit aggressive just to try and get onto the back of Hamel. He's definitely got the pace. He was gapping Hamel pretty much for the entirety of the race.
Oh no. Right, so he runs wide behind Von Clan into the first corner, gets on the grass. Again, the rear end comes around and says, hello. Into the barrier he goes, backwards. And then has to spin the car around, and then as he does, he spins it a little bit too far round, and then it's slow to get away, and Olivia Hammer gets past. So he's probably got a tiny bit of damage, but nothing much that should really bug him.
Yeah, he's definitely got the toe here coming down the back straight. If you wouldn't mind having a little look at Benedetto and Gray, 14 and 13. That's the last podium position in AM, and we'll keep an eye on this. Essentially the winner of the race and the winner of Tier 5 as we come into the final lap then of the first race of ACCSimSeries Bronze Split.
Okay, so Gray is Wirch is ahead of Gray. Okay, but the gap is nearly 3 seconds now.
No, it's between Gray and Benedetto behind.
Oh right, okay. Oh yeah. How did I miss that? Oh no, no! Oh, he had a bit of a moment there. He nearly lost it. Oh, he's pushing hard. He's pushing hard. He's right over the backside of Gray now. He could give him a little tickle. He's that close.
Is this Smith wanting to get involved as well? No, this is a car that's a lap down. I think this is Is that Ed Terrell's Aston Martin? I think that is Ed Terrell's Aston Martin.
Yeah, stay out of the way, Aston. Stay out of the way. I think Bonetto's obviously got pace, but he's also a little bit on the loose side, shall we say. So.
Oh, Haller looking for a little bit of a whoop-de-wop coming through turn 2 into turn 3. Oh, Hamal slips out his wall.
Oh, Benedetto nearly. Oh my God. Oh,
there's action everywhere.
Oh my God. What happened there? He's a little bit all over the place. I think he might be on something, Benedetto.
Oh, Haller is crawling all over the back of Hamal as well.
Oh. Olivier's looking too much in his rearview mirror, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. He just needs to, as your best mate Sean would say, he just needs to look forward. Like,
yeah.
He just needs to,
Haller loses it though.
These guys coming down the back straight, Barretto and Gray. That's spaced itself out enough. These two are the leaders. We can always jump back and have a look at Barretto and Gray when these guys cross the finish line. But I wonder who is going to keep their nerve. So it looks like Fito Fernandez is a bit all over the place. We have got our driver of the day though about to open up as well. I'll explain how that works shortly when our top 10 cross the line. Top 10 looking to be all pro drivers, by the way, as well.
Don't think the split's working.
I don't think Haller's going to see a chance here unless he fancies a big old chunky dive bomb. Oh no, I was just defending the inside line. He's basically shown Haller the door. And that's going to secure it then. So Hamal is going to win race number 1.
The leader has finished the race.
Of ACCSimSeries for Tier 5. We move back down to the battle here then for the final podium position of Tier 6. But Detto's lost the rear end. Oh, they're pushing so hard.
He's just a little bit on the loose side. For me, I'm just been riding on board with him. He's braking a little bit too late where he doesn't need to, and then he's going too deep into some corners and then throwing away the time that he's actually gaining. So yeah.
Oh, I've had another disconnect.
I don't really know why he would choose to do that.
We had a disconnect and we were back. They're all flying off the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah, he's on the Twitch stream. Yeah. I mean, I'm still on. I mean,
I think
he's just a little bit. Well, there, I think he's got the pace, but the thing is that he's trying to go too deep into certain corners, and he's just on the edge. He's driving, I think, above the limit a little bit too much, which is kind of undoing the bits where he's got some decent pace. But now that gap's pulled, this is where I think the Honda's got the McLaren down the straight. See there, he's gone too deep in. Oh, there's a spinner there. Didn't catch who that was.
54, I believe that was. Oh, that was Wirch. That was Wirch from P2 on the AM podium.
Oh!
So it's going to give Benedetto the podium either way then. Wirch has lost it on the final lap.
I know. Is that? Oh, crikey.
Yeah, which is
Gray and Benedetto are both on the podium.
They are indeed then. So your votes for driver of the day. How it works, you put P and the number, and we only do the top 10 cars for your driver of the day. So for put P1 in the chat if you want to vote for Olivier Hamal, P2 for Marcus Haller, P3 for David Long, P4 for Andy Bahan, P5 for Ray Birch, P6 for Jose Neves, P7 for Daniel Durrett, P8 for Gary Allen, P9 for Paddy Redmond, and P10 for Kyle Beveridge.
Got to go to P1 Olivier, isn't it? It's his first. He's normally at the back. He's normally at the back. What's he doing winning a race? Really pleased for him. Genuinely really pleased for him.
Excellent. So our podium's there for everyone to see.
So I just put into the chat saying sorry, Gray. Well, yeah. That's what I like to see. Do you know, like that's what I like to see. You get a lot of respect from me when you turn around and hold your hand up and say, "Hey, sorry about that." So, yeah. Right. I enjoyed that. That went quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, really quickly. I think we had a lot of conversation about the action in the middle. or the action after lap 2. That took up a couple of laps, and then
carnage in the.
Yeah,
I don't want to see a repeat of that for race 2. You know, like you say, the first few laps were clean, but then yellow flags, lift the hell off. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. What was I going to say? Gareth has got to be disappointed. You know, he's finished 17th there, and he's got a few AMs ahead of him, so he's got to find some pace.
Yeah, but considering the damage that he had off the first and second lap, like, I mean, he done well to get back on. I think avoiding that big old collision. I remember seeing McGuigan as well. Just was involved in the collision, but not as in full stopped, like full stopped out of the way, and just let them sort of sort themselves out, and then driven the rest of the clean race and qualified in P quite near the back. I think McGuigan qualified somewhere towards 31st, 32nd, and found themselves at P17 as well. So we're just waiting now.
Yeah, he qualified P35. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'd just like to say that you know, nothing wrong with my hairline, Mr. Ashley Broomfield. So for a man that's in his 40s, I think I've got quite a decent hairline. So stick that up your pipe and smoke it.
So there you go. Olivier Hamal takes the driver of the day for race number 1. Going to reset the poll for race number 2. Close that down as well. And as my assistant's job is to keep track of driver of the day, so I can remember to acknowledge it later on. So if you want to write it down, you can. Well, do you think you're going to remember? Well, you're my assistant. You're the commentator.
Oh, right. So Olivier Hamu driving the day for race 1.
Yeah,
job done.
Just got to remember that.
How can I forget that? It's Olivier.
Well, the thing is, though, what will happen is I won't ask you this evening. I'll ask you next week at some point, middle of the week. Be like, right, who was driving the day? Because I need to do their roles on Discord.
I'll make a note for you.
That's right. You do whatever you need to do. That's what I mean. I've worked with Gareth for so long. He already knows all my quirks now, and now it's to initiate a new person to work alongside me who's going to have to deal with all my
I was wondering
stuff.
what word you were going to go with then.
Well, I already called you the sexiest man in esports, so
yeah, I am. Stick that in your pipe, Ashley. You're just jealous.
I'm just still waiting for the server to tick over. I'm getting some stick in the chat of race chat for apparently doing this, which is essentially putting Bathurst as race number 1. But like I said earlier on, and like I said to the drivers,
pull the plaster off.
You just got to do it, haven't you? You just got to do it and get it done.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you put it. People will always complain, right? It's a bit like, you know, you go on to race department and Paul Jeffrey or somebody will post a review or post an article about a game. You'll always find somebody that will find a reason to complain, and that's just life, everybody. So
yeah, it happens.
Deal with it.
It does happen. Oh. Still waiting for the server to swap over. Just gonna.
So
exactly.
Are we expecting Olivier to maybe do a repeat and be in the top 3 or 4 for the race 2?
I mean, they qualified 5th, so it's got to be on the cards.
He's been a fair chance, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's not. I didn't expect him to be that high up.
I don't think. I'd be very pleasantly surprised if Olivier expected to be that high up. To be honest, I think it's Haller's the one that's thrown it away there a little bit and has got it all together.
Yeah, and he wasn't really under any pressure at that point because, as you say, the gap was 10 seconds, and it may just be because he was following another car. And sometimes you do that, don't you? When you are behind another car, and if that car runs slightly wide, you just seem to follow it or run even wider. You just get tunnel vision, don't you?
Yeah,
and it's amazing how many times that happens. And I've made a conscious effort when I'm following people now is to talk to myself like a madman and say apex, you know, rather than the car.
Effectively, you become your own crew chief.
yeah, because you have to. I think you have to.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to go through the grid quickly. Obviously, a lot of things got shook up in race number 1, especially after that lap 2 incident. So we're going to run through a reminder of the grid order for race number 2. So it's Haller then on pole position, set himself at 2:04.6, I believe it was, in qualification. David Long in P2. Ed Terrell then, the unfortunate starter motor of that big collision in lap 2. Neves, Hamal, Van Gastel, Birch, Durrett, Bahan, Isberg, Beveridge, Baldetto. And then we've got Sorensen, who won the AM split, Wirch, Redmond, Bottomley, Allen, Louis, McCloskey. And then we've got Von Glan and Ronda. I don't actually think he had that much damage. I think the front bumper's just that awful on that car. Gibson, Hopkins, Fernandez, Chardons, Otley, Warley, Nemeth, Wilden, who I don't think cleared his pit stop in the last race, Smith, Webb, Benson, Cappy, Gray, McGuigan and Ward. So yeah, McGuigan then, starting second from last and finding themselves in P17. Just from having essentially a clean race. I mean, it's effectively doubled your chances and picked up probably quite a fair few amounts of points in that AM split as well.
Yeah, that's a solid turnout. So I'm imagining you're that far back. You're avoiding any kind of the incidences, and I would imagine that he slowed down appropriately for the carnage after a few minutes of the race. So.
I don't want to be stereotypical, but that driver's name is Alice McGuigan, so I don't think it's a he, but I also haven't had that confirmed. So, either way. He or she had a great race. Could have been our second female racer.
Indeedy.
Start our own little female racers club. Call ourselves SimGrid. Either way. Going back through the grid, the engine's starting. Looking for a better race for Terrell. I mean, it wasn't Ed's fault. It wasn't Ed's fault for that incident in race number 1. Oh, we got another relationship team up. We've got Boonatics and Serenity. They're partners, and we've got Alice and someone else who's in silver.
Nice.
So. Now I've just got to do is convince my wife to get on the rig, and we'll have a whole shebang here. We can have our own relationship team race. Don't give me ideas. I'll wind the staff up even more about some random ideas that I have. So predictions. Let's have a little look. What are we thinking? Are we thinking who will finish higher? Let's go for who will finish higher. We're going to go for.
I think Tourette's got a chance of finishing higher.
No, I meant as in against each other. So we're going to look at McGlosky and versus Von Galan. So who will finish higher? McGlosky in P19 and Von Galan in P20. So who will beat who? We'll put a couple of minutes on that prediction.
Check if the pit wall live is working still. Looks like it, so that's always good.
Someone else has forgot to press drive this time.
Track temperature is only 21 now, so.
It's dropped a fair amount. Wiley's forgot to press drive this time.
I didn't even check the temperature during race 1. Excuse me.
34.
Right, okay. So. Do some practice for my race Sunday. Yeah, we've got Wally in the pits, haven't we? So, drivers making sure they get their tyres and brakes up to temperature. Hopefully Webb can try and have a less eventful race. this time. Starting in P27.
Only 36 incidents, which is actually less than race 1 last season. In the, well, what was then the AM split. I'm trying to think what track it was on. What track were we on? Race 1 last season.
Paul Ricard was second, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Kyalami?
Kyalami,
yeah. It was Kyalami, and we had like nearly 100 incidents in 2 races, and we've only had, I say only, we've got 30,
I mean,
36 in that race.
Oh,
someone spun! Oh, someone spun. What's going on at the end of the pit lane?
Oh my God.
That
Gibson.
I think it was...
Gibson's round.
I think Alan was the one that spun initially. I think it might have been Alan. Or
there's a Bentley going straight through, trying to get back into place. Yeah, I think it was
I need
Gibson.
to be careful now because we're about to go green. Then from race number 2 of ACCSimSeries is the bronze split. Race number 2 from Mount Panorama. Can Olivier Hamal pick himself the first double header win? He's in P5. The Porsche there then of Neves had a great start. David Long not so much. Finds himself on the inside. Oh, there's a collision towards the back. It involves Birch, Bahan.
Oh, what is that car doing?
I think...
Who the hell was that?
I think Bahan ended up in the back of Birch, who ended up in the back of Hamal, going into the braking zone.
So basically, that Porsche, whoever that is, went off. Oh, Chardonnans again is also caught up in absolute carnage at the back. He's just turning around the car now. But there was a Porsche at the start that just went off the track on the grass.
Alright.
And then comes back on and then can't stop and just hits Birch. Yes,
I think the Porsche behind them would have been...
Just
It wasn't
shocking.
Neves. Neves was already passed.
I'm going to go back and find out who the hell it was because I just think it's absolutely shocking. I don't know what kind of driving they think of that.
It might have been Van Gastel. I don't think it was Neves. I think it might.
I think it might have been Van Gastel as well.
Yeah, Neves was well because Neves got the better start than Long and managed to get round him, but it was behind them. I thought I saw McLaren. It might have been Baham or something along those lines. There's a big old gap forming towards the back here.
Wasn't Van Gastel.
For now,
He got hit. Van Gastel got hit by Terrell. So Terrell just messed his braking into turn 1 and takes him wide, but it was behind these guys. So
I think it might be worth looking at the McLaren of Bahan, number 48. I think he was the one that started behind Birch. I think he might have put Birch into the start-finish wall.
Oh God, no! It's Webb.
Right, starts all the way back there.
Webb goes off, comes up behind the Aston in front of him, decides to go on the grass, takes out the 200 braking marker in the process, comes back on, is hit, goes on the brakes, briefly comes off them, and then hits Otley. And then Otley hits Fernandez and spins round, and there's carnage up ahead. Like, yeah. I mean, I like Lewis, but I don't get what he's doing there. Why are you going off track like that? You're going into the first corner. You've got half an hour of the race still to go. What are you thinking? I don't get it.
Who knows? Now, let's see how the order has thinned out at the top. So we've got this little pack of 3 or 4 cars. By the looks of it, Hamal's, by the way, is already in the pit, so he must have returned to garage. Race 1
Where's
winner.
Olivier?
He's returned to...
down to 12.
He's returned to pits, so I think you might have a little look at the replay and see what issues he's had there. But the pack up here ahead
first race
is Haller, Neves, Long. Then behind them we've got a pack with Bohan, Duret, Beveridge. Is Terrell in this pack as well? No, Terrell's on his little bit of a no man's land. 4 seconds from the back of P6 on the second lap, with Sorensen a second behind. Who's again looking to take he's leading the way through the Tier 6 AM class. He's got Isberg hot on the heels of him. Had a great drive in race number 1.
Olivier loses it coming back into the down section. He hits the barrier, and then he's not returned to pit. He's driven into the pits.
Okay, so at least he hasn't got the toe. He's got himself moving again now, so he's going to be at the back of the pack. But so there's a yellow flag. Car 12, car 20 as well. That's a bit further down the order. I think that was towards the top of the mountain. 12's McGuigan, 12 is Fernandez. So McGuigan had a great race for race number 1. What do you mean? Yellow flag in race number 2?
Stewards penalty for 5-second penalty for car 77. 10-second penalty for car 48 incoming. 10-second penalty for car 321. And a 5-second penalty for Mr. Webb with car 242.
Ah, called it! The hand. 48 with a 10-second penalty. I assume for going into the back of car number 321?
321.
Yeah, there we go. Getting good at this, Lark. Well, not the driving standards, but the rest of it.
You're alright. Yeah, I mean, you don't get carried away now.
Gareth Rondas finds himself up into P17 in that bright pink Jaguar.
So this is interesting. Currently, the top 7 are pros, and then you've got Sorensen, Isberg, and Bordetto, your top 3 for the AMs in 8th, 9th, and 10th. And to be fair, Isberg is kind of on the back of Sorensen. He's only half a second down, so we'll keep an eye on that at the moment. Bordetto is 3 seconds back.
So Webb is back. I'll say battling. Webber's just got himself, not Webb. Ronda's got himself past Gary Allen, who's just returned from a tow to pits. So he's a lap.
There's a 10-second penalty incoming for car. I don't know. He hasn't filled out yet.
Does it
Did
tell
Gary
you?
do a lovely overtake? Did he?
I mean, the Gary was a lap down, bless him, but.
No. We don't want to compliment Gareth Ronda, alright? No complimentation, no compliments.
So Durrett was within 3/10 of Bahan, but it's fallen off a little bit going through the elbow.
It's a 10-second penalty for car 951 incoming.
Well, they're further down the back, so I'm not too sure who that is.
That picked Mr. Ward.
Oh, Peter Ward.
Peter Ward, yeah. I only see the initials. I don't see the. I need more screens. Right. I don't. I just need to make the chat pop out, and I don't even know how to do that. Oh, there it is. Pop out chat. Brilliant. Right. Apparently, it's my 5-month sub anniversary. I don't remember subbing.
Fair
How do I stop that?
So
right.
What was the prediction here? We had Von Glan versus what was it? Von Glan versus McGlosky. Where's McGlosky? 23rd. Where's Von Glan? 13th. So Von Glan looking to take that at the moment. Everyone's back to McGlosky, and we'll see how it ends up towards the end of the race. Still a long time to go. 22 minutes left to go. Where's the first 8 minutes of this race gone, man?
I don't know. Sometimes they just absolutely fly. But I just like to. Sorensen is just leaving the other AMs in his dust at the moment. So though he is clipping the walls from time to time. So let's see how that develops. Whether he just keeps it out of the.
Pit window is open.
The pit window opens in. This pack is all for position. It starts at, I believe, it starts at Bottomley or Birch. I think it starts at Ray Birch. Obviously, having a bit of an awful start. Not his fault, but having it anyway.
So Benedetto, I think, has fallen down a little bit. He's in 10th. He started 8th, didn't he? But he's obviously got some pace. Just doesn't seem to have much luck at the start of the races. Paddy Redmond finds himself in 18th currently. Andy Bayan, who's currently in 4th, quickest of a 2:08. He's currently 1 second up on his fastest. So I think the top 3 are kind of just on another level, really. But the man that's done the fastest lap, who's currently in 3rd, is Haller. But he's 9 seconds down on his current lap, so something's happened.
Yeah, he's fallen down the order as well. He wasn't in the lead.
Yeah, he's going into the pits as well. So. Any good camera angle there from the game.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. I'd imagine
Well, he might have had an issue into the elbow, maybe into the end of the straight. Either way, Haller then not having the best of time. He's clearly got the pace to. Have we got another Crashley Bloomfield on our hands? He's clearly got the pace to be taking win after win, but having a few issues. And the yellow flag on the turn 1, car number 9. That's Isberg.
He's just gone too, into the
first corner.
No, into the hairpin back down the hill.
Oh, the Bentley behind. Who's that? Von Glan catches it. But that's going to open the door to Gareth Ronda.
Oh,
Go on, Gaz.
We don't want that. No.
I don't look at your face, Gaz.
Yeah, so back in, the hairpin on the left as you come off the hill, he's carried too much speed into there and absolutely smacked it into the wall. So lots of damage for Haller there. That would have been a long pit stop. So that's what happened. So
we've got penalty for 77 for breaking. This is all from the start line. 5 seconds for 77, 10 seconds for 48 for collision.
It doesn't matter. They've already read those out. Don't worry.
Okay. Someone asked in the chat, and I was letting them know.
Oh,
it's not my fault you can't see the chat. We've got another 5 seconds for 242. Collision with 54. Got a 15-second penalty coming for 712, I believe.
Well, Detto now up into 7th. So he's made some progress there. He was further back.
Gareth having a solid race, by the way, up to P12.
We don't care about him. Right, we've got 10-second penalty incoming for 951. We've got a 5-second penalty coming in for Mr. Webb at car 2.
I've just read those ones out.
No, you haven't. You got another 5-second penalty for 242, so that's 10 in total. We've got a 15-second penalty.
I've just read these out. I've literally just read them.
Have you?
Yes, like 2 seconds ago. Chat, back me up.
Oh.
Back me up, chat.
No, I thought you were reading the ones that are already green.
No, because you told me off for doing that, so I read the new ones.
You read that one. All right. I just switched off.
Oh, get Gareth back. Gareth!
Oh,
I need ya!
No, he's rubbish.
I do need a new chair, but nothing I can do about that.
Get the chat to pay you one. Buy you one.
It's because my mic is in a really awkward position. It won't reach my desk with the cable it's on, because it was set up for my rig, so now it's underneath my desk on my pedals, essentially.
We should donate Dan's to Dan. That's what we should do.
Honestly. I act like the big I am. I send you guys t-shirts and everything. I can't even get a chair that doesn't creak.
I think isn't it Gareth's chair also creak as well?
Yeah, well no, Gareth's chair is lucky if it's got a back on it, to be honest. Ed Terrell then chasing down Direct for P3. I believe he must have lost that position, because Direct definitely wasn't there at the beginning. Let's have a little look how they go. Oh, I keep clicking that face cam, and everyone already will see the generic overalls on Mr. Terrell. That's right, I prefer a standing desk anyway, then we won't have any cheeky creaking chair, we'll just have a creaking back and a creaking knees. That's next on the list, Paul, that is. A standing chair, standing desk even.
Standing desk, yeah, I quite like stand from time to time. Right, let's have a look at what is going on. McCloskey, he's got a bit of damage, but the rear end of that Ferrari needs a bit of love. But he's catching Cappy. He's right over the on the back of him, and I think just up ahead of that is Gray. So you've got a bit of a three-way battle here. But
McCloskey is closing in to Von Glan. I didn't say standing chair, Julian. I said standing desk. Oh, you guys are out to get me today.
Ronda's in P10.
I know he's having a great drive. Only a couple of these have pit out of position. David Long.
Works is now in the pits. Tull's in the pits.
I think it's actually only he's only going to lose one position here in rotation. Oh, that 77 Porsche looks questionable. It looks a bit wobbly. Oh, I'm sorry, Julian. Forgive me. I'm a little bit hyped at the viewer numbers. We're really close to 100 at 94, according to this.
Oh, you get the big guns in. That's what happens, right?
Oh, jog on, honestly. I've already called you the sexiest man in esports. Like, I don't need to feed your ego even more than that.
Right. Okay. 44 has been given a warning.
Have we already hit 100? It just hasn't updated on my end. On my end, it says 94.
I don't know.
I need to get back to the action. Sorry, I'll be hyped and excited after this.
So none of the top 14 have pitted currently.
McCloskey's all over the back of Cappy here. I mean, they're obviously separate tiers, separate classes.
I'm going to keep an eye on Durrett because he's in third. He's only 1 seconds behind second place man Behan. Behan's now pitted. And Durrett stays out. So.
Oh, Cappy's not looking good coming down the mountain. Cappy looking really wobbly.
Down the mountain when she comes. He'll be coming down the mountain when she comes.
We're at the halfway mark. Still a long way to go.
So I'm going to keep an eye on this battle for second and third.
Where is Haller, by the way? Is Haller quit? Well, do you have that much damage?
No, he's in 25th. He's in 25th. He has cleared his mandatory pit stop. He's currently 42 seconds.
He's got the toe. Oh, why have you pulled out of there, Cappy? You need to sit at the toe until you're like touching bumpers coming down this straight, or you're just going to lose so much of that advantage. And if anything, that gap's got bigger going down the back straight into the death chicane at the end.
McCloskey. Well, no, hold on. So he pits.
Gray's pitted, yeah.
So Behan's still in the pit. Tourette is 12.6 seconds behind Neves, who's our race leader. Neves is going past the back marker. The back marker nicely gets out of the way.
Oh, there's a yellow flag at the top of the mountain. Car number 19.
Oh, who's that? That's... Oh, no! There's a reverse-facing car.
It's Haller.
Haller.
19 is Haller. Oh, he can't get it straight.
Again. No!
He cannot get it. He's now a lap down on Durrett. That's Durrett.
And he's hitting the wall. Oh,
We've got the world's worst camera angles here in the mountain. I can't even see him on the camera angles. There we go. Let's get a heli cam. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Haller today.
He was facing the rear end of the car.
Where's Benson going?
I don't think he's got any steering. So Haller, his rear was touching the wall, and then he goes forward, and then he spins, and he just spins round again, and then he just drives into the wall. He's just absolute mare. Ashley Mark II.
Marcus Haller. We go for Carcass Haller. Don't know how can we get a Crashly Bloomfield out of that? There you go. I'll leave that with you, chat. Seeing as apparently I ignore you all the time because I didn't notice we got to 100. It's not my fault that the viewer count is delayed and I missed it. We need to name Marcus Haller into a Crashly Bloomfield style name after today. Ed Terrell then chasing down. He's got 4.5 seconds. Oh, that's a real stretch marker. That you can do better than that, Julian.
He's had a Haller race, hasn't he?
Oh, you can go away as well. Gareth Ronda, on the other hand, up to P4.
I know he's in 4. I know, but he hasn't pitted. Neves is pitted. He's now cleared his mandatory pit stop. He finds himself in third. Is he in third? Has he come out in third? Yeah, I think he has. He's got Long behind him who's cleared his mandatory pit stop. Ronda's up.
Gareth's up to third. Gareth will be third when they cut. Yeah, Gareth's up to third, boys. He's up there.
He's got a pit, and Neves is already up in the mountain, so he's not going to stay there when he pits. So I'm sorry to say.
Long, though?
Durrett, the best a man can get. He's currently you're him up first. I don't know where he is first. I think Behan's fallen down. I think it's not coming in 7th. When you think about it, he hasn't. He's in 3rd. Yes, there we go. That's updated. So he's still in 3rd. So Durrett was just behind him. Durrett's now the pole man. He's got a clean bit of track. I think he's got cast 66 now ahead of him. I would probably come there, but we shall see if that works out well.
Yeah, I think we're having. I think we're about to have even more technical difficulties. If the stream does go down, we'll get it back as soon as we can. And I'll have a look at the connection tomorrow because I think. No, it's my internet connection that's playing up with Paul. It's not Paul, it's me. Paul, are you able to watch if I stop projecting to you? I'm just trying to see if I can save the bandwidth where I can. Gareth comes into the pits then.
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Technical difficulties.
No, you're breaking up.
We're still live though, that's the important one. Oh, there's someone backwards there though, 712. That is going to be Laszlo Nemeth in P18. Going back down the mountain the wrong way. At this point, you hit that, there we go, return to pits. Olivier Hamau is in the pits then. He's clearing coming into the pits to clear his mandatory stop. This is going to be his second pit stop of the day. I have a feeling Discord has broke. If you're there, Paul, I can't hear you. If you're talking in the stream, can't hear you. I have a feeling Discord is about to pack up, so we're gonna wing it and see how far we can get.
I can't hear you. I can hear you very well.
You can hear me, can you? Oh, he's back. He's 4th. Either way, let's just keep going until our Discord sorts its life out.
No.
Gareth Ronda then out of the pits, coming down the start, finish straight.
To the pit.
Durrett is in the pits. I'm going to take that. So our leader on track is on the pit. It's going to open the door for Sorensen to take the metaphorical lead of the race. Unless he pits as well then. So Neves needs to get out in front of Durrett. Durrett is in the pits now. Neves is probably going to be on for it, I reckon. I don't think it's Paul. I think it's my internet connection with Discord.
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you. We're back. Let me.
Could it be your Wi-Fi rather than your internet?
No, I'm not too sure. Something's gone horribly wrong today. We'll have to fix it. Post haste.
Right. So Neves is coming round to finish his next lap. So he's going to take. He's got Long all over the back of him. But he's going to take the lead of the race, I think. Durrett and Sorensen are both in the pits. Where's Behan? Behan's coming into the final corner. Is Durrett's moving? Durrett is moving. I think Durrett's going to get him. Yes, I think he is. Oh, he has. Durrett has got 3rd.
Pit window is now closed.
Leaving it right into the last moment to pit as well. So he's gained. Just got to wait for the whole timing screens to update.
So let's have a little look at the order in total then. So let's see where Sorensen's going to come out in terms of Baldet. Baldet is coming around the first corner now. Sorensen up to pace. He is. You can see. This is going to be a battle here. Tight battle in the last 7 minutes for the split podium. We've got Sorensen out of the pits now with that Ferrari number 52. Is that number 52? I think it is in front of him.
Yeah, but blue flag, so got out of the way. So Sorensen in 6th, he's leading the class. Sorry, 7th leading the class. The top 6 are all pros. Durrett's done really well there in that period. He got past Behan, who now finds himself 10 seconds behind Durrett after the pit stops. 5-second penalty incoming for Carr. 44. There's also been a 5-second penalty for car 42. There's an incident just popped into the sheet. So the Gareth is currently finds himself in P12. Isberg is all over the back of Bordetto, so that's battle for 8th and 9th.
That's,
just coming back down the mountain now.
That's for P2 on the AM split. I keep clicking the wrong on board of the AM split podium. This is here. It's back marker Ferrari in front of them.
No, that's not a back marker Ferrari in front of them. Oh no, that is you. Hold on.
Yeah, that is in front of Valdetta, yeah.
A Ferrari with the McLaren colours as well. That keeps confusing me. I keep thinking it's a McLaren, but it's not. It's a Ferrari.
So Isberg then. He's got the toe on Valdetto as he goes along the straight. That's what I mean while saying you need to stay as close as you can. That's what we're talking about when I think it was Cappy and... Oh, I can't think who it was now. Cappy and someone else. That's going to get their position. That's going to get... That's easily past him then for P2 on the podium. Or the Tier 2 podium even, sorry. Let's have a look at what other battles we've got on track. We've got a battle on track between Long and Neves. These two have been going at it for quite some time. They've got Fito Fernandez in between them now. It's under blue flag conditions. 1.6 seconds the gap. Does move out of the way through the cutting. No one's corrected on me yet, so I'm going to go ahead and say that's
no, that back marker's got right in the way there. I didn't quite see. Definitely a back mark, isn't it? Yeah, he's got in the way of Jarrett. It let Long past. I'm not sure who it is. It's Weldon. He's really got in the way of Jarrett. That's really unfortunate because they let Long nicely pass, but Long's just got past another back marker. Now Jarrett's coming up on that one, and that is. Don't know. Wally. Jarrett's pushing hard there. He's gone deep into the hairpin.
Well, this looks like it's an overtake for position then between Craig Gibson and Richard McGlosky. The Bentley having the inside line. The Ferrari having more power on the exit of the corner. Can he hold it there as we go into turn 1, or is that Bentley going to force it? No, as McGlosky hangs it round the outside and gets his legs going for straight into the turn 2. Couldn't get me words out then.
Isberg's finding some pace in 8th. He's currently 2nd in the AM. But there's not. I think Gibson's just got past Cappy, or is very close to McCloskey as well. So that's 7th. No, we got 18th, 19th, and 20th in pretty. This is what you're looking at on stream. That's pretty close. I think that's probably the closest battle that's out there at this time. Oh, and there's a car that's off the track there. Is that the McLaren looking Ferrari again, or no? Here's McCloskey. Oh, as Cappy spins, puts it into the wall.
What position's Cappy in? There he is.
He's 20th. Oh, he's got a...
Same place as Hallow. It's the Audi magnets on that corner there. Well and truly attracted all these cars.
Oh yeah, that's... like I say, it's a bit tricky. When you spin it, you very easily block that road. Fortunately, we haven't seen the carnage that we saw in race 1. So, 10-second penalties coming for car 108.
Well, Fernandez's yellow flag at the top of the mountain. I've just seen that on the map. He's still yellow flagged. It's Fernandez. He's returned to pit then. So that's essentially his race over. The battle between McCloskey and Von Glan then. McCloskey finds himself in 18th. Von Glan is in 13th. So it looks like everyone that backed Von Glan is onto a winner. 1 minute 44 left there. This race has flown by the way.
It has, yeah, absolutely has.
That's the good thing about the Mount Hill. I mentioned in the voice chat during the week that I was like, oh, that Hungaroring race we did, it was fun for free practice and qualifying. Died off a little bit towards the race because it was just everyone spinning the whole time. Whereas this has been just constant battles across the grid. A little bit of tardiness during the race, and actually, if anything, now Gibson has lost off the back of McGloskin. Actually lost a position to G Gray as well now. He finds himself up to 19th in that Honda, but the Honda seems to be parking itself on the apex, so he would do that anyway to defend the position. As the 108 Bentley of Craig Gibson looking to get the position back. We're heading to the last lap then. Jose Neves in the lead. David Long's only 7 tenths behind him. I keep clicking on board one. I don't want to see their faces. It's the last time they've got the opportunity to go through the mountain. There's a back marker in the way. There's a back marker they're coming up to. I wouldn't necessarily say in the way. It's in the mountain. Everyone drives the same line as well.
Again, Hopkins. That's allowed Long to get right on the tail of Neves now.
Especially considering the fact that Long managed to get through, whereas Neves had to wait his turn through the mountain.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of luck.
Long. No, okay, it's my internet connection again has gone.
There.
Talk us through it, because no one can see it.
Okay, so going down the long back straight, he's about 7 tenths behind Neves. So the clock has counted 0 as we go into the right-hander. Long breaks a little bit later than Neves. He's just gone probably a little bit too deep for that reason and loses the momentum on the exit, but gained a lot in the braking zone as we now head into the final corner. Neves takes a bit of a defensive line there, which is because, and then hits the inside curve, which again put Long on him, but had enough room just to cross that line and gets race win for race number 2.
Excellent stuff there. We got back in just for the last lap before the
man can get comes across the line in 3rd.
This is a rub, yeah.
So there's your top 3 for your podium.
100 viewers. I can't see it, but I see your messages that are at 100 viewers as well. Mine still says 91.
Johnson is leading the AM class. He's coming into the final corner now.
Someone screenshot it because I can't see it. I can just see 91 still.
And then Isberg coming for 2nd in the class, crosses the line. And then Bottomley will be getting 3rd for the AM class.
Have I missed something here? Why is Baldet?
Past the car he went past the car that was on the grass. I don't know who it was, but
oh no, it was not. No, so Sorensen, Isberg, Baldet was our final order.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to do we're going to do the driver of the day poll. We're going to go over to the podium screen. We're going to do the driver of the day vote while my internet is effectively shit in the bed. Let's reactivate my webcam. So webcam's gone in the same time. Paul, have you just not moved a lot? Oh yeah, you're there. I just thought your webcam had crashed, but it hasn't. So get your votes in for driver of the day. So
Chinese cameras.
So Neves is P1, Long is P2, Durrett is P3, Bahan is P4, Terrell is P5, Beveridge is P6, Sorensen P7, Isberg P8, Baldetto P9, and Van Gastel then is in P10. Eckhart von Glan was the winner of our prediction. So let's pick that one. Now only 26% of you back in that one. And we'll get the podium typed up now quickly because my internet and my router is on fire. Jose Neves. Disappointed, we're going to hit 100 viewers. I can't be here to celebrate with you all because the internet's about to die. David Long. We'll celebrate it in. I'll be in the Discord for the rest of the evening, so we can celebrate it in there. And podium. Sorensen, back-to-back winner then on the first race weekend. Picked himself up 2 wins. And Baltet was there. So let's turn podium names on.
Ashley, you're using the same joke about my hairline being in the 60s. I mean, you're gonna. I mean, why?
That is
why
the same
load it?
joke in less than half an hour.
I know. I don't like talk about being original. Hey, you can't. I mean, some people have got brain cells, others haven't. Saying.
Right, so it is a tie then for driver of the day, and I am going to take the deciding vote, and I am going to vote for this person. So Jacob Sorensen then picks himself up driver of the day, as well as 2 wins in Tier 6 this evening. And that's going to effectively be us done for the evening. Paul, it's been lovely to have you.
Nice.
It's been absolutely lovely to have you this evening. Hit 100 viewers. Apparently, I haven't yet to see it, but I'm sure I've got 4 notifications in the Discord, so I'm assuming that that is all you guys tagging us to say. I've actually just lost connection to the server again, so our internet is completely dying this evening. But thank you very much for being here, guys, in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow evening. With silver split action. You'll see myself on the grid, and then on Sunday you'll see the sexiest man in esports on the grid as the pro split take on, or the gold split even, take on the mountain as well. Thank you very much, guys, for being here this evening. I would do a full get your thoughts on it, Paul, but the internet's about to die, so we'll be in the Discord this evening if you want to chat about it, and we'll see you next week, next Friday, same time, same place, and we move on to Nürburgring. So we'll see you then.
Ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero. With fearless thoughts, emotions swirl. I wanna be the man that saves the world.